Hello.
Hoomst has been waiting for us to return.
You can't say that I have a problem with Hoomst and then immediately Hoomst.
I'm taking it off you, alright? You've had too much of this beer. I'm taking the
Hoomst
bottle off
ever
you.
tries to stop me shall raise the wrath. Alright. There's 10 days of Bellara working on wood. You and Griff working together, and you don't actually do a lot of like serious carpentry anymore. But you know what you're doing. It's kind of nice to do something like that with your dad, to like actually make something, and something practical, something super useful.
You know your way around wood.
Yeah, I just made that joke. I
imagine he's like pestering me about hunkering down and getting married, and like.
No, your dad knows you better
bit.
than that. But there's definitely like I imagine at some points the boys are around like checking up, especially when you get the doggo. But when they're not, there'll definitely be so you've been spending a lot of time with the troublesome twosome.
And she would immediately make a face that just like.
I don't see you spending any time with any other young boys other than the gnome.
They fight. I fight. The gnome is my friend.
You'll come to an age where you will stop having friends and start accidentally having kids. If you're anything like me.
Not with anyone from this village, Griff.
So the gnome then. Good. And he does smile.
Perhaps. Richter.
Better than Richter. Nice. But the sled is done before long, and it's it's a good quality craft. It's mostly for the handling of trade goods, but because you actually don't have much to bring with you, you probably can justify having someone sitting on the back and taking a nap. And if needs must, you literally have a sled dog. I just realized that. That's funny. If needs must, you could, which is kind of your one of the reasons you wanted it. If someone is really, really injured, whatever, you could actually.
Or if that boy gets injured, we can pull.
You could get a lot of people, and then you could pull it. You can push it. One of the advantages of the sled is it's pretty good at going down and even up hills. So once it's made and it's all nice and beautiful, and I imagine it as kind of like it's like a birch wood. Don't know why. I was imagining it a very nice pale.
We're like camouflaged other than our bright ginger. Oh no, he's a red dog.
There's no fooling anyone that there's a sled with a wolf and a collection of oddballs.
Walking tree?
There's a walking tree, yeah!
But all she has to do is stand still, to be fair.
And then she's not suspicious anymore.
Except
but
the one tree that isn't covered in snow in the area, but yes.
Is there anything you'd like to do right before you leave?
Do any of my scouts stand out as like particularly able?
Yeah, they do.
Eat them and take their power.
I eat the strongest.
And become the strongest.
There's a kid, because most of your scouts are teens, right? There's a kid who's like 17 who goes by Guts.
Oh.
He's a bit
I love him already.
He's a bit of a simultaneously a mad lad and like too cool for school.
Sometimes
he kind of
berserk.
He does end up ordering around some of the others. So he's one of the people that you're like quite confident
I would probably
stuff to
encourage
do.
it. I would probably encourage
exactly,
it and be
right.
like, take leadership. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. And like the cool teacher thing, like maybe like a secret handshake or whatever. And because that's what kids are into.
I know,
And-
it's very in character and fitting. It's still memes.
And she would be like, I want you to run drills 3 times a week while I'm gone.
Right. I think I can
Look
do
after
that.
Griff, yeah?
Griff doesn't need looking after.
Sometimes Griff needs looking after. Don't let him know you're looking after him.
Alright. Cool.
And she would give him a few of her arrows.
Cool.
We're gonna get back and they're gonna be like, Guts killed 3 children.
They were hanging around outside Griff's hut.
I said no, don't, and I went anyway. And then I remembered those 3 arrows,
You got 3 shots, Guts, I told myself.
and I knew what to do.
I had to make them count.
Before we set out, assuming I've been spending time like in the mountains to get the wolf and such like, I would like to activate that to get proficiency in athletics.
Okay. Cool.
Adaptable nature.
Is
That's
there
pretty cool.
any physical change to Amaryllis that these people wouldn't notice? But is there any physical change when the
These
adaptable
people.
nature changes?
I mean, I think it depends. On some of them, it's not very visual. I think.
That's why I wondered this one would be one of the more visual ones, wouldn't it?
Yeah, athletics, like probably the roots would seem a bit thicker and stronger, like Sakura and such like, and generally sort of, generally a bit sort of bulkier, but primarily on the roots.
Strong legs.
Yeah, strong legs.
That's what I was imagining.
I think I would rate it. No, he wouldn't. Never mind. No, he would not.
Nice. You get ready to head out. You pack up the small amount of things you have to trade and quite a lot of food. You know, as much preserved food you can muster. Luckily you have Bell. You know, you can forage. You can even forage in the winter. But when you need to forage, you don't want to have to rely on foraging, because not only will that be like risk of starvation, also slow you the fuck down. So you take as much of the spare food as possible. A lot of smoked and dried fish and stuff like that, and some of the gnomish cave moss. And
Question: would Gale come with us, or would he stay behind?
Gale
and
was
kind
gonna
of explore
stay
the ruins?
and
Okay.
explore the ruins, and also, you know, genuinely keep an eye out. You know, generally.
Probably a good idea, because we'd have eaten him if he'd come and things got dire.
Yeah, it's also less bulky, you know. And you can start heading off, you know. You can have is the sled gonna go before you as you walk or after you?
I imagine it'll be pulled by the wolf.
Yeah. Is that gonna be before or after you as a group?
Oh,
like
probably 2 in
after.
front, 2 behind.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to. Don't want poor Wolfie to get attacked.
For some reason my brain didn't consider that an option. Even though it's very
It's
logical.
all or nothing.
It's all or
Only the
nothing.
Sith deal in absolutes.
Boys.
Formation. I propose me and Balara up front.
Agree.
That's what I was also imagining.
I agree. You should have the disposable ones up front.
Amaryllis at the back is obviously also like, I mean, at all times watching out.
Absolutely.
Amaryllis at the bark. At the bar.
Along with the wolf.
That was
Bark,
rough.
bark.
That was rough like bark.
Yes, Steve!
Also, wolf like dog.
That was the joke!
It really had so many layers.
Rough.
No,
rough,
it
rough.
had one layer. One! It doesn't count when you have one layer.
It had 2. bark is rough and dog go rough. Dog go
Shit.
rough. Cow
He's
go.
right. He's right, lads. Take me away, boys. You set off. You set up this marching order, and you go forth. On the last journeys you've taken down, last journey you took down valley, you took boat. But the last journey where you walked and traveled across the valley in any ways, it was still autumn. There was patches of snow where it was dark, but still quite easy to travel. Now it's snow. It's nothing compared to your jaunt in the Feywild. Nothing. But there is constantly snow. The sled can easily trudge through it, and sometimes down hills, one or two of you can like step on the back, and you can slide down with ease, which is nice. But it's a bit of a slog. It's also it's both good and bad as a hunter, as a survivalist. I'm hungry. You're gonna be hungry soon as you starve out here.
Don't stop.
It's bad that
That's it. I got nothing.
One layer. It's good and bad because it's very easy to see and hear in a snowscape. When you head across the valley, it is just snow. It is snow, and then where it gets near the river, it is mud and slush. And that's when you can notice more of the corruption. And yeah, okay, some of the trees wouldn't have leaves this time of year, but they're particularly crooked and gnarled. And the roots have like grown into the river, almost like they're sucking up the corruption that lingers within it, the poison. The river is almost more of a stain of the snow. And sometimes you can even see pockets and patches where the corruption has got pretty worse. Where there's just like these pools of water where it's just not frozen over for one reason or another, and it's just mud around it and stuff like that, where it's kind of just a bit of death. The forest you'd occasionally pass through, you don't go through them. It would be a good cover in case anyone was to find you out here. You can't really risk the sled going through a forest, really. That is one of the big downsides of it. A cart you can sometimes trundle through, but sled, no way. But those are just frozen and cold and quiet. It's a quiet journey for a bit. Would you travel closer to the river or closer to the mountains? I imagine closer to the mountains.
I would vote closer to the water, actually, because that's where the food would be. It would take less time to forage and hunt.
But also that food is not likely to be edible. Due to the corruption.
Because of the corruption, the fish might not be.
Fish and berries and whatever sort of plant life. But that would be, that would make sense. That would be your first instinct, because when you have done this journey before, you would travel by the river. But areas where you remember there being, this is a great spot to get as many berries before a long journey, there are berries there, but like they are misshapen, and you know better than to try and taste them.
As horrible as this sounds, Wolfie McWolfie Good Boy, Saffron, has if we can communicate with him, he will have a very good nose. And as Ollie said, near the mountain, most creatures will be hibernating. And as horrible as it is, we may well be able to survive on having a wolf's nose find us animals.
You can easily survive near the mountain just as well as by the river. It's not going to be a problem with your expertise and stuff.
And I don't really want to go near the Minotaurs again, or near the dragon, where that happened. That was bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
Mountain
eat?
preference?
What are we eating, Dean?
If I understood Neil, it does not that it matters because it's the start of winter. But was Neil suggesting that we eat hibernating animals that we come across?
Yeah.
Well, also just animals. But yes, you can hunt.
Because I read that at the end of winter, if you hunt a bear that's been hibernating, you shouldn't take the meat from it because it's all like because they haven't pissed or shit or anything like that.
That's true. It is the start of winter.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
That is true. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, it makes quite a lot of sense, but interesting nonetheless.
but it's the start of winter, so I'll shut my fucking mouth.
It's relatively useful information. So I think you're going to go more mountainous, which is great. Because one day, when you're traveling by the sides of the mountains, and you've got to be careful, because like I said, with those rock falls and areas where the ground is more uncertain, it can be harder to tell in the snow. Not usually, not all the time, you know, because yes, it's constantly snowing and there's constant snow cover, but it leaves a very telltale sort of almost like stepped hatching in the snow over where rock's been falling. Whence you're traveling at a certain point, and there's no paths to travel down, not anymore. You do at some point hear a dreadful howl. A howl that can only have been from a creature of some kind. And when you look towards the hillside, you see large
Direwolves. Damn it.
gorilla-like shapes.
No.
Grey and white fur bristling in the air as they literally slide down the snowy mountainsides towards prey that's quite easy to spot.
Luxie was right.
We could have encountered a fucking Gyarados in the river, you never know.
I didn't get that far on my Pokemon project. You could encounter an Ekans again.
Ooh. Have you done Magikarp?
No. If I haven't done Gyarados.
Hey, it's one behind. You could have been one behind.
I don't even remember where I got to. But you're gonna get to...
Look how it's gonna splash us.
Battle!
It's time to fuck a Yeti.
Oh, I remember those tokens.
This is not the first time you've battled a Yeti, is it, Dean?
Yeah, Dean, you wore one for like so many years.
Please roll initiative when you are ready to do so.
I was about to say this is also a depressingly similar map to that one. Then I realized, of course, you're going to encounter Yetis in snow. Of course, it's all going to be white.
Yeah. Snow and rocks is. You thought you could get through a session only having emotional combat. Psych! Is that everyone? No. Who's
They're
slow?
the bad boy tokens.
They're
Top
there.
right. Top left.
Top right, by the way.
I was doing a
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead reference.
Pretty.
It's Tauren up first.
Kind of
Because
like kitty people.
this is not an accurate representation of what a Yeti looks like. I've actually done sketches of Yetis on Patreon. This is just a token I have that I've done that's very similar. I should have a new Yeti one because Yetis always show up. They're a little more gorilla-like. Kind of in between a gorilla and one of these tokens. But at this point, they have slid down a mountainside, and they are, shows of strength. They are beating their chests, where the kind of stony, slate grey skin comes through. You're trying to almost, like, terrify you into freezing up, you know? But that would happen to Tauren. It's his turn.
I think
That
this is the
wolf
first
looks
time I haven't been
majestic.
first in turn order.
Yeah, how's it feel? Tauren number 1. God, they're a long way away. 1,
Yetis.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will prepare an action.
An action.
I nearly said spare the dying. To Sacred Flame when a Yeti comes within 60 feet of me.
Can you say that in a French accent?
No. He's not an elf. Amaryllis.
Oh, I was going to do
Shut
it for you.
down.
So.
One. No, come on, move.
I think my veil
Deny.
probably would sound
1,
really strange right now. Anyway.
3, 4, 5. Standard operating procedure.
Oh, you're gonna do that, huh?
Bless on you three, and a and the little ethereal blue shape that emerges from her
That's right.
branches this time is a little snow hare that bounds 30 feet forward.
This is what came up.
Yes, I'm completely okay with this.
Wait, what?
I
Look at that beautiful hair.
Such a slight tidbit aside.
It's like have you ever seen those like memey Facebook posts? It's like I found a cat in my back garden. He doesn't seem to be very well. It's like a raccoon.
That's exactly what's going on.
Okay, I was still up.
Behold, the fear of my rabbit is actually a raccoon.
Yeah.
Well, at least this week there's no mistaking that that's a raccoon and nothing else.
Yes. And then Amaryllis is going to I assume it would be like an item interaction to sort of like take the cart off of the wolf and basically say to him, stay back, stay away from
Okay, yeah, it would be. Belle. The ladies at this point are still showing off.
I am going to ready an action
To do what?
to shoot if they come within range in a threatening manner
What range?
of my short bow.
You're 2 ranges, remember? You go within the
long range or standard range?
because they might be within long range. I don't know.
Let me short bow. The short bow, it is a range of 320 feet long, 80.
Yeah, you can take a long range shot. You could take a short range shot at this one.
And they are for sure being threatening.
They are. You've probably encountered Yetis before. This is the part where you'd usually run away because after they, yell and they're making this hollering noise, it's deep and low, and it kind of shakes through the snow. Then they charge. This kind of brings all of them together.
All right, I'll shoot that one then. Excuse me, video game.
It's not a video game.
It is a video game.
It's on video. That's a hit. Video. Video games. So that's great. The Yeti is like kind of low to the ground, making this deep sound, and you just managed to strike it in the shoulder with an arrow, and it kind of it just goes. It kind of yelps and goes quiet. So does the other one, and that's when they're gonna start barreling
I feel guilty because they weren't like actively hurting us yet. I don't know.
I mean, you're gonna wait for it to like bite you before you stab back.
Victor.
Okay. Let's see. It's pretty far, isn't it?
Yeah, and, Valley's big.
Well, big. Man, big.
Snow cold.
Snow Cold Steve Austin.
Nope.
Ho ho. And I'll end my turn.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't want to like take the dodge action or anything?
Or are you backseat gaming, Dean?
Do
it. Do it.
Really big and fast. Yeah, they're pretty fast.
It's fine. Just watch them slap Dean senseless.
Yeti is approaching high speeds.
As soon as I heard Ian's like tone of voice when he said Yeti,
The
I was like, "There it is."
Yetis charge. Essentially on all fours. Sort of on fours / the one going more towards Richter kind of slides a little bit more down the hillside. And then once it's getting close, it kind of like arms to the side, charging forward, brandishing its clawed hands. But Torin, what are you going to do?
I am going to shatter the flame. I guess this one because it entered first.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be my triggered action.
That's true.
So I will go ahead and roll that. It's a whopper. It's quite a
He saves.
quite a lot of damage.
That huge damage is saved there.
Thankfully. And then Torren, obviously that was his reaction. So Torren will 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, do I want to? I'm going to stand there.
Threateningly.
And take the dodge action and smack my mace against my shield and call him a fluffy monkey man. As he doesn't have a tail, it's clearly an insult. He's like, I'm an ape.
Amaryllis.
1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, the ethereal snow raccoon cannot quite get within distance of the Yeti to zap it. So
No zapping.
No zapping this turn. So I'm just going to fire my short bow at the Yeti to the north. Yep, that's about what I'd expect.
Fired it all right. Bell.
I'm gonna keep attacking this boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat some adventurer. That's a hit.
You want a piece of my leg?
Hey.
Yeah, that's a really good hit. You know, the Yetis are charging at this point. You can see drool like dripping from their maws. It's like freezing as they're running. And as it's running towards Richter, you manage to do a shot that staggers it, you know, making it almost fall to a side for a moment, but then continue its mightiest charge. Next is Richter.
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 Okay. Let's see. I will chuck a hand. I think I'm doing this correctly. I'll chuck a hand axe at this one closest to me. And miss extravagantly.
You're not doing it correctly.
Look at me, everybody. I'm a fighter.
It's actually you throw it at the Yeti and it just out of the air.
Catches it.
Catches it and wags a finger.
Scratches its back with it.
You call this a weapon? No, it doesn't say that. That's not canon.
And I guess I have to proclaim this now. With Spear Mastery, I will elect to nominate this chap. If he comes within my range, within my spear's range, I would like to whack him with it.
Huh. Well, he doesn't know any better.
I love this move because why would you not prepare yourself with this like that's what you do, receiving a charge.
So please attack.
Let me just make sure I've an extra 1d8. That's fucking good. If it hits.
Yeah, so it's a fat old 2d8, right?
And these aren't armored creatures, you know, they have tough hides, but that's gonna hit.
They've not been tanned.
Gonna hit hard.
Not this time. But still a great, like, you know, you hunker for the charging Yeti. And at this point you fought a lot of creatures that would charge you in a similar way. Although Yeti is large, has a lot of weight behind it. But you can, like, with the snow, just, like, position yourself. So when it gets up close, you even kind of bait it and get it to move to a side where you can just jam into its belly. The Yeti does take the strike. Some blood spraying from its mouth in a mist. And now
Delicious.
It's going to attack you, if it's allowed. It's going to attack you. It's going to miss with its first strike. Ow.
Make a melee weapon attack. I can do that. Video game. It's not a video game. Well, technically it is.
It
That's
is
a hit.
video game.
That's a
right?
hit.
That's a hit. Oh, that's this.
They are unarmored apes. That's huge.
Hell yeah.
1d8. Oh.
Fuck's sake.
That's
Junior.
huge. That's excellent. As it, you know, opens up for a wide attack, you know, it's a fucking Yeti. It's not coming in with jabbing strikes. It's going like, "Whoa." You can just like up into the neck, yank back, spray of blood. That's noticeably a little thick and slow to release, but when it does spray out. The Yeti does teeter and totter at that. Kind of has to stamp out as it's dripping red blood down its body, and then will take its moment and will actually hit you with a second claw attack, dealing it's going to deal 9 slashing damage, and then the strike carries with it an extra 5 cold damage as it just brings a cold wind with the strike.
And I turn blue.
Not yet. Can you please give me a Constitution saving throw?
There's a halo, Dean. There's a halo.
You have bless, so I don't know whether that's success or not, but
That's a
Boom.
success. Tauren.
You don't all do.
Actually, not Tauren.
I'm Richter and I'm not fucking.
Belle, can you give me a Constitution save, please?
Yes, I can. Oh god, that was so close to a one.
Nice. You
Nice.
as the Yeti approaches, like Tauren like kind of baits it in, and it stops and kind of looks around, and as you see the Yeti closer up, which you've never seen a Yeti this close, and even then it's like 30 feet away.
Do a
you can see
furball made of ice.
around its eyes is like wispy ice. And there's kind of like a flash across the eyes, and you feel for a moment, Belle, like cold grip you, but you like just shake it off, you know, and don't get affected by it. It is, however, going to go right around. Actually, didn't I have enough movement for that? Yeah, more. Yeah, I did. And I'm immediately going to go and attack Belle. Not take the bait. That's going to be a hit on attack number 1.
Pussy. You're scared of the giant slayer, huh?
That's going to be... That's going to be 10 slashing damage from the claw strike. Followed by 3 cold damage.
Make a Connie check.
Nope. Did that before this time.
I just wanted to say Connie check.
That's on you, Belle, by the way.
Yep.
And then when you're ready, he's going to do a second attack, which is also going to hit. The second one is going to be less of a tearing blow. The first one, you know, you're still in like an archery stance, and when it switches from Tauren, you know, you weren't expecting it to make a tactical decision, I guess. The first strike just straight up hits you like across the belly. You feel the claws dig in, and cold immediately catch them. the wounds it leaves. The second one, you're dodging and weaving a lot more. The strike is only going to deal 7 damage as you manage to kind of roll away from it slightly. But it's tearing into you and tearing into your armor. That's going to be followed by 2 cold damage, as the wounds linger and freeze. Torin. The Yetis are in your ranks.
We need pikes.
You do need
1,
pike.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's drawing a line through,
Oh,
right?
hold on. With Skirmisher, I'm going to move half my speed as a reaction.
Never mind, old
Oh.
Neilio.
Nope, I'll wait.
My cat's gone zoomy. Why you gone zoomy? What are you doing, huh?
Neil.
I am going to mace that man.
Straight in the eye.
That's a hit.
And I will clonk.
It's a donk. It's a strike in the back. Amaryllis.
The ethereal pair is coming up next to Yeti and doing 3 damage.
Absolutely.
I assume at this point our wolfy friend is hiding off somewhere.
It can like hide under the sled.
Bear with me 1 sec, sorry. Not
2,
these.
3, 4.
These damn kids.
Just want to make sure that Wolfie is in no danger, so I'm moving down there and let's try.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Who's that at?
The one nearer.
Yep. That's good because that one has more HP. Yeah. Lots of little strikes, lots of little injuries, and the Yeti is doing the great like. Smell aura.
Bonus action to disengage. And I'll move right here, then right here, and attack this man
Okay.
with my bow. Oh, fuck. Clicked the wrong short bow. I clicked the one in my inventory instead of my... Fuck's sake! I can never fucking do cool shit in combat. It never happens. God.
Not allowed. It's not allowed.
It's not, apparently. Like, I have so much potential to do
Especially
so much
when
damage.
someone earlier said that
always
you're
fuck
getting
me.
more luck. It's like, you haven't seen Doxy roll in combat. No luck allowed.
It's such a fucking bummer, dude.
Well, you know, someone else who's a bummer is Richter. But not in combat, I guess.
Let's do the old spear to the chest maneuver.
You have blessed.
You hear a whisper. Please tell me that hits.
No. Get out of here!
Action Surge, do it again.
That's a hit. That's a hit. You know, the Yeti manages to kind of, you know, they're attacking much smarter than you first expected. Sure, they're huge, but it does, like, you know, bring the tougher skin on its forearms up to the next couple of strikes. But you manage to pierce it. You manage to hit it where it's weak. It's not.
For some, that 1d8 was for the menacing attack I was about to announce. I just didn't say it because you were speaking. I apologize. This is the damage roll.
Please describe how you want to kill this guy.
Fuck you, Dean. I'm so mad.
I did so much damage to this thing.
I know, and I'm excited for you, but I'm also mad at you.
I will drive it as far as I can into it and then try and, like, hike myself up onto the Yeti and push all of my weight down onto it as it falls to the ground.
What noise does Richter make?
Spinning cane!
Gust of wind dance.
That's the sound he makes.
Spinning cane. That was a very good answer.
Oh, by the way, you're unconscious, Neil. Welcome back. Do it. Do what your heart tells you.
Do what? Yeah, just do what the Yeti would do. Motherfucker.
Mm.
Yeah.
Have I been muted? How long have I been muted?
Oh no.
I described a lot of cool stuff. Oh well. A while.
That's a good fucking save, bud.
Yeah.
Basically, I described the Yeti attack Torin and didn't do anything for a bit. Convenient for him. With that save, nothing happens. Don't worry about it. It's a similar thing to what happened to Bell, where the cold kind of grips you, but not. You don't succumb to it. You felt colder quite recently. Torin. As I said when the pixie stole my voice away in return for endless handsomeness, skill, courage, and the biggest penis on Earth. This Yeti is not that injured. It's only taken a few minor injuries and is still in full fighting strength.
A fuck peanut.
He likes to hear about my penis, you know, how it's doing.
I will use my bonus action to summon in and attack with
your dangle.
With my dingle dangle. It's the spear of Eitrick. The unicorn horn tipped spear. I didn't mean to roll that with advantage. Cock. Actually, no, because it's on the other side of me. It does get it.
Yeah, we've been over this one.
Yeah. It doesn't give, but it gets. Classic.
Just like me.
All right. Okay. Good. It's level 2.
Oh, holy shit, dude! I didn't even notice the crit. I was too busy getting the spear out.
I can respect that.
Yeah, that's a great strike because this is brilliant. You know, the Yetis are clearly intelligent, but not intelligent enough to predict magic, right? When you start uttering a prayer, it has no idea that this ethereal spear is going to form out of the very elemental wind itself and stab into its back. It doesn't take the Yeti all the way down, but...
And then I'm going to clonk him in the face with my action. I miss.
Bless.
Bless. There is a possibility if I roll a d4.
Yeah.
And roll a 4. Not if I roll a d4.
Damn.
Well, that's not a 4. So I
If
guess
I roll
we'll
a
never know.
d4.
Amaryllis!
Welcome to the club, Nilo.
I just rolled an A20. Screw you.
Electric raccoon. Electric raccoon doesn't.
It's not electric. Let's be clear about this.
Thunder
It is an
raccoon.
ethereal spirit that brings off waves of spirit energy. It is not Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Can you imagine if it was Sonic the Hedgehog?
Next time I'm going to have the ethereal creature be a hedgehog. Just for me.
Running around at the speed of sound.
So the blue ethereal snow hair gives it a zap of... Not a zap. It gives it a pulse of force.
It's a pulse of force. You can't always see, but especially now as the pulses of force that kind of ring out from it, almost like it's making a melody with the very the timing of it. It disrupts the snow. You know, it leaves these rings. You also manage to, in that moment, take a great arrow strike as the Yeti is stunned in pain from the spear burning through it. Sonic rings, huh? Okay.
Yes,
you think you're smart? You think you're smart? Okay. Fine.
I said it in chat to not disrupt things.
I thought exactly the same thing. I was like, nope, not gonna say it.
You're colluding. They're getting away from me. One of these days, the players in D&D are going to rise up against the DM, and it's going to be messy. Bellara.
Nessie would be the one.
That's
I'm gonna...
very true. That's why he's not here. If I think you guys are chaos demons, the shenanigans he would bring.
Oh my motherfucking god! I'm gonna use my D4.
Have bless. It's a hit.
Yeah.
That's the button that we actually need for this campaign. None of these duck quacks. We just need you have bless.
It should be a bot. I should really
My
do that.
sneak attack.
How do you want to kill it? How do you want to bring it down?
Yes. Just elegantly, arrow through the eyeball. Just arrow straight through the eyeball. It like is in the middle of an action. It was like maybe swooping over, right? And instead of like actually landing a hit, an arrow hits it right in the eyeball, and it just continues all the way down to the ground.
And then its nipples explode off and fall into...
No! You already got a kill. You could have had nipple exploding if you wanted it then. You can't have nipple exploding now.
Oh.
You've had enough nipples in Jarviskjir to,
I was gonna say
to last
something.
a while.
Not as good as that though.
Excellent. Alright, with the knowledge that this tale will truthfully be a dangerous one. This journey. This is a great place to leave off for today.
I would skin those Yetis.
We can worry about how you want to defile the corpses next week.
Okay,
But please remember,
want
you
it
might
to be known. Everybody remember,
you might want to leave a note.
Yetis.
That's a genuinely good idea to leave a note. Maybe chat will hold you accountable. Maybe not. Can't trust those guys.
I'm just.
Know who else you can't trust? Bluglet.
Can't trust Bluglet.
He'll betray you.
Bluglet's a fucking machine.
And you'll beg him. You'll say, "Why are you betraying me? We loved each other." And the only thing he'll say, he'll look you directly in the eye and he'll say, "I'm Bluglet."
I am Betraylet. But enough about Bluglet. We'll hear about him later. Why don't we hear about what you've got going on? Keep it short and sweet. We're near, you know, I'm at the end of my tether. I want to eat.
Like he's like that dog that we got this session. He's like he's attached to the car and he's there. He's just
No, Boy is a good boy. He's very calm. He's an old dog.
Good boy.
Neil.
Hey, I'm Neil. You can find me at Naghai on the Discord, at Naghai_ on Twitter. You should come join the Discord. We talk about stuff Yarv. Please ask questions. That
Please
sort of stuff.
do.
It's good
It's
fun.
been quiet lately, and I would like it to be not so.
Ollie sits there all alone. It's like the final scene.
I
of
check
Babylon
it
5.
every hour at least.
Or like the beginning scenes of Wall-E.
Oh,
That's me, Ollie.
that is sad.
But it's hope for the future, though. It's
Oh no! Why?
I just graced it with a raccoon jumping at a guy
You
again.
did. Ian's one of Ian's favorite memes has been shared. You're right.
And you can also find me on twitch.tv/Delric, where I am in a Pathfinder campaign, and numbers are very different over there. Numbers mean very different things. You think 20's good? Pathfinder's like...
Yeah, Pathfinder, it is. It is what it is.
I actually quite...
I'm excited for
Pathfinder's
Pathfinder
interesting.
2, actually.
I've seen a lot of shit about it and read nothing. But I've seen a lot of the advertising for it.
If they can D&D 5e Pathfinder, where it's still got the good shit, but is not
I love
needlessly
what they've done with
stupid.
they've got more depth for martial classes. Basically,
Yeah.
there's combat maneuvers, weapons are more fleshed out. Basically, it doesn't feel like when you pick fighter, you're just picking the.
If they can do that without having it be needlessly convoluted, like the
Yeah,
Shadowrun,
yeah, there's a balance.
it would be interesting.
100%.
To see.
Oh, also,
Someone
sorry
else-
about disappearing. My cat was messy.
Well, someone else who's messy
Oh god.
is. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. It's Dean. I don't know where that came from either. But...
Yeah, one up that, Dean.
Hello? Is it me
Hi,
you're
dude.
looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your Google search bar. And I want to tell you so much. Google my name, Dean Cutty.
Wait, Dean,
Watch my videos and listen to
do you
my
actually
music.
have fuzz on your face that we can't tell usually at the distance you sit?
I was thinking about this today. I was looking at the beards, and I was looking. I was taking okay, enough of that.
I've been growing mine out and it's itchy.
Well, best beard of the stream award, because Will
Thanks.
isn't here. Is Ian.
Well, Ollie requested brevity, so Ian, Arvine, Ollie's Patreon, go subscribe, Monday game, good listen.
Meet Ian, good D&D. Woo!
Tree.
Melody.
Yeah, a little melody energy there. And Doxy. I don't have a
I'm
cute
Doxy.
bit for you.
You don't need one. I'm the cute bit. No,
Ah.
I wish I hadn't said that. I hate it. Puke. Follow me on Twitter. I play a lot of fucking tabletop games on various channels. You can find links to them on my Twitter as long as you follow me there. So that's twitter.com/ZEROVOXY. If you want to watch my streams, then that's twitch.tv/ZER0VOXY. One of these days I'll get around to fixing it.
But not yet. One of these days, I get around to fixing myself. That was needlessly deep and maybe dark. Hey, last is me. I'm working on a bunch of stuff right now. I'm starting to, get on the other end of a slump. I'm getting out of the valley of Yetis, which is what we shall call any kind of depressive episode now. A Valley of Yetis.
Oh, Valley of Yetis.
Yeah! I have this game. If you are relatively new, the best time to start catching up is now. I don't know why, but that's what I'm saying, and I'm being consistent about it.
I can validate this statement.
There's also... This one's a good one to start on because it has a lot of Jarviskjir tone, but you don't need to know much about the setting to understand it, and everything we do explore is usually... It has stuff that hasn't been explored before, whereas the others kind of built on other games. On Sundays at midnight GMT, we are playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire. It's a really fun game. I think we have nailed Star Wars tone. It's real, it's fucking perfect, and you should all watch it if you like Star Wars, or you like Edge of the Empire, or you like me.
Well,
That
Ollie,
game,
your games are well written and have
Hey.
compelling characters.
Star Wars joke.
ha!
Way.
Valid. You're not wrong.
I wanted to like the new trilogy. So anyway, I'll carry on. I'm sorry.
You'll whine about that later.
I'm just going to slump into my Valley of Yetis.
But that game is only a short one. We're gonna run more Star Wars games on this channel, but they'll be short because I've nailed Star Wars tonally. But it's just nice for short little adventures. We're then going to be doing the long-awaited Amelia's Detective Agency on Sundays. The return of Amelia from a Wednesday game.
How exciting.
is such an interesting character. She's actually getting her own show
That's
back in Bastilion. So we'll get to
She'll
explore
never
a
know
lot
that
of that
we
stuff.
wanted to come back and meet her.
The other stuff we're doing, I'm playing Fire Emblem Three Houses on Thursdays, Fridays, and also Tuesdays. I did that wrong. It's a real good time. I get to chat with you about everything that's going on, as well as play a game that is against all odds good. And I get to enjoy being Bluglet. Which is the name of the main character. He is Bluglet. And check my Twitter, check the Discord, check the Patreon. I've been making a lot of changes to the Patreon to make it something that I'm happier with, and hopefully get more support, because, you know, in all honesty, we need more money. we need it. Just to keep running.
I've not eaten in 5 days.
Just to keep keeping everything flowing. The best way to support the channel is either with gift subs like that, or with Patreon. And I super appreciate all the support we get. We have a small but powerful community, unlike my penis, which is large
and weak.
Large and weak, like a soggy baguette. And that's the image we're going out on today. Gonna see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.